Hello, I hope you're all well. Somebody emailed me about problem 26 on page 97. You're going to use this formula. It says that you start out with 1,000 kilograms of raw sugar. That's Y sub 0, that's the initial amount. You want to end up with 800. So divide the 800 by 1,000, you're going to get 4/5 equals e to the 10k. Because it says the first 10 hours is the time. So take the natural log of both sides. By the property of logarithms, this is equal to 10k. So k is going to be equal to the natural log of 0.8 divided by 10. Now you can do that math out. What you can do is take the natural log of 0.8, divide it by 10, multiply it by 24, and you'll end up with this number. You do it step by step. Don't try to plug it all into your calculator at once because you have to worry about parentheses and all of that. So the amount, now the 24 comes because it says in the problem how much raw sugar will remain after another 14 hours. So that's 10 hours plus 14 hours. So you have 1,000 that you're going to start with. You raise e to this power, then you multiply by 1,000, you end up getting this number here. Right. Questions about that? So I would take the natural log of 0.8, which is this, divide it by 10, multiply it by 24, get negative 0.53, 54, etc. It's a run-on number, so I truncated it at this point here. All right, problem number 30. I'm going to use this formula. Remember, this y sub 0 is, is the original amount. E to the kt will tell you the amount you'll have at the end of whatever mathematical process you engage in. So the problem says that after 3 hours, this y is going to be equal to 10,000. After 5 hours, it's going to be equal to 40,000. So 10,000 will be equal to y sub 0 e 3 hours times k. 40,000 is going to be equal to y sub 0 e 5 times 5 hours times k. So go ahead and try to solve that problem. Turn off the video or pause the video. I'll put the answer on the board, but try it before you look at it. All right, what you want to do is solve each one for y sub 0. If y sub 0 is equal to 10,000 divided by e to the 3k, and y sub 0 is equal to 40,000 divided by e to the 5k, it means that 10,000 divided by e to the 3k must equal 40,000 divided by e to the 5k. And do some arithmetic, you get e to the 5k divided by e to the 3k equal 40,000 divided by 10, which ends up giving you that. Take the natural log of both sides. This will give you 2k equals natural log of 4. K will be equal to natural log of 4 divided by 2, which is k is equal to 1/2 natural log of 4, which means that k is equal to natural log of 2. So 10,000 equals y sub 0 e 3 natural log of 2. Natural log of 2, this is going to be natural log of 2 to the third power, which is going to be e to the natural log of 8. Divide 10,000 by e to the natural log of 8, gives you y sub 0. Your answer is going to be 1,250. Okay, this is problem number 38. And that is plutonium? Yeah, half-life. So they use this formula, which is similar to that one. They're just using A and A sub 0. All right. And they say half of the original amount will exist after 139 days. You want to solve it for K. So go ahead and solve it for K. I'll do the work on the board. Pause the video. All right, so I have 1/2 a to the sub 0 divided by a to the sub 0 equals this. So 1/2 equals e to the 139k. Take the natural log of both sides. All right, I'll get 139k, which means k is equal to natural log 0.5 divided by 139. So k is equal to negative 0.00499. That tells me that this amount here is going to be less than that amount. Right. So I plug it in. At the end, all right, I'm only going to have 5% of what I started with because it says it's going to be a 95% reduction. So 0.05 is 5%. Again, I'm going to divide and get rid of the a sub zeros. So I'll end up with e to this number. Notice I use natural log of point k over 139 instead of that number. I could have used this, but depends on the degree of accuracy you need. Take the natural log of both sides. Natural log of 0.05 is equal natural log of 0.5 divided by 139 times t, which means that t is equal to natural log of 0.05 divided by that coefficient. And this tells me I'm going to divide, which gives me t is equal to 600 days. All right, we're going to talk about indeterminate forms and L'Hopital's rule. The best way to understand L'Hopital's rule is do a problem. So number 2 on page 106. As the limit x goes to 0, sine 5x over x goes to 0 over 0. That's an indeterminate form, 0 over 0. If you remember, the sine of theta is going to be equal to b over c. As theta goes to 0, b goes to 0, which is why this is going to be 0. So now I want you to take the derivative of the numerator and the derivative of the denominator. Go ahead and do that. Pause the video. Okay, the derivative of sine of 5x is going to be 5 cosine 5x. Derivative of x is 1. So 5 cosine x as x goes to 0 is equal to 5. If you remember, cosine of, in this right triangle, theta is equal to a over c. As this angle goes to 0, the length of a and the length of c become equal. Therefore, it's 1. So cosine of theta, or cosine of 0, is going to be 5 times 1. That will give you 5. All right, try problem number 5. All right, so the derivative of 1 minus cosine x over x squared is 1 minus 1. Sorry, that should be 2 times 0 will give you 0 over 0. That's your indeterminate form. You take the derivative, all right, of this, going to give you sine x over 2x. That will give you 0 over 0. Did I say this was the derivative? What I meant was you plug in the 0. Cosine x will be negative 1s. 1 minus 1 times 2 times 0 is 0 over 0. So if I take the derivative of that, I get sine x over 2x. But that still gives me 0 over 0. So what you do is you take the derivative again. So go ahead and do that. Take the derivative a second time. All right, so you have sine x over 2x, this is 0 over 0. That's still the indeterminate form. Derivative of sine x is cosine x. Derivative of 2x is 2. Substitute in 0, you get 1 over 2. So that's your answer. That's the limit. Now, if this happened to be 0 over 0 again, you would take the derivative again. As long as you get an indeterminate form, you can keep applying Hopital's rule. All right, your homework is going to be page 97, numbers 29, 30, 31, 37, 38, page 106, odd numbers 1 through 9. All right, I will continue to put up videos, so if you want to check in when class time is scheduled, you'll probably find a new video to work on. Please email me if you have any questions. Be safe. Don't take any unnecessary risk. Have a great weekend.